Hello and welcome back. Today I'll have a go at building the last part of the cabin, this pillar area here. Basically we'll need some surfaces in there to be able then to intersect the cabin with the rest of the body that we will be working on. So let's go ahead and do that. So you see these surfaces in here. What I will be doing, I'll just rebuild that so you can see how I've gotten those in. Let's template these here. And there's one more important bit that we need to cover. That is this area here. You see in this mesh it's not well defined. But if we switch to this picture here, we can see that this surface is not attaching directly to the DLO, to the trim here. Basically, we have a little ledge that has its widest point here at the back, and it disappears towards the front. So that in theory means that here it's 0, so it would start somewhere here, run along to this point and down here, and has a draft going in, one that you see here lightly reflecting the sky, which then in turn will be intersecting this set of surfaces, which is building our, let's say, cantrail pillar area and goes all the way to the boot edge here. So let's go into the model and see what we've got there. When you see meshes like this that are well defined, in the meaning that a sock is a well defined object, going to images will help you a lot to get a better reference of what you need to be doing. So here I'm going to use the edges that we've got here. I'm going to be referencing these sections, so I'll try to make the surfaces resemble as much as we can to this here. And that will be the one thing that's going to drive the surfacing of this area. I'm not going to be building these mismatches in here. I'll just try to generate a clean set of surfaces for this exercise, where getting the gist of it in is more important than getting all the highlights perfect. I want to show you how to build these volumes first. So for that, I will need, let's say, a section through here. And to do that, my easiest solution normally is I'll snap in a curve up to this area. If we turn on the curvature evaluation tool, let's see if we can turn on some settings in here to make everything more visible. For some reason this mesh isn't allowing for a lot of visibility there. What I'll do, I'll just jump back in here, take this curve, make it a degree 2, pull the CV out and up till it resembles the rough section there. Okay, then I'll take these two surfaces here and the curve, and I'll extend that all the way there. Inside view, select that line there, snap the CV onto it, and what I'll do, I'll profile this curve along this set of surfaces. This one I will need. You see here, this is a nice clean set of highlights. And let's have a look at this. the other side. And what I'll do is take this curve here. I won't need this anymore because I have the surface there. I can duplicate that curve and generate that surface again so I keep the history on it. And I'll do monorail on it. And then I'll use that monorail edge there, that curve, to generate this bit there. Since that curve is aligned with curvature to this one, we can go ahead and generation 1 turn on curvature. It's gonna work. Turn off curve segments because I don't like to have it going through. And let's do that. I'll bring the mesh back in. And I'd like to see some cross sections there. So you can see that these sections here are similar. What we can do is especially here, we can see that they're very similar there. So what we can do is rotate this ever so slightly in. In this case, it's a minus. So we see here we're sitting on that section there. Here we are deviating quite a bit. And then here we're resembling to it. And we see that if this would go in, it would follow this parallel. So for that, what I would like to do is duplicate this curve here. Let's go in here. And then I'll delete that surface and up from there. And I'll build this up again as a by rail. With the setting of position everywhere. Then let's turn on these sections again. And we can see this area is deviating, so if we would pull these CVs in, especially this one, in the y direction, we should be getting closer to those sections there. Here we're matching. This one needs to slide a little bit this way. So now we're matching pretty well. This one, let's slide it across a little bit. We're taking care of that layout there. One short one, a bit longer, and this end piece should be the longest one. Okay. Let's see the highlights on that. Getting there. Some tweaking would be necessary on that area there. As I was saying, I would like to focus here on building the volume and not necessarily on the highlights that much. If I were to build this 100% correctly, then I would be taking care of all the highlights everywhere, making sure that everything is running nice and correct. You can see here that maybe this CV could slide a little bit back. This will resemble. This one can slide a little bit back as well. So we're always generating a nice gradient going across. Okay. In this area, we'll have also quite a big blend. So what we could do is actually extend this curve here. Bring this curve down there with a stretch tool. So we're getting there, and where the radius starts, you see we're departing from that area, which is okay. Now let's see, we could move it out a little bit. This one as well, so I'll accept deviating from that area, and yeah, it can help us out, but I like taking care of these highlights. So we see that a little band is going from that thinner area, slowly increasing to the back. It makes it look good in my opinion. For that, I'll take into account this deviation from the scan, mesh, whatever you want to call it. So that's that. And now let's just generate this last bit here. The rail surface along that curve there. Make it a curvature connection. No curve segments. I'll take off the explicit control as well. I don't need all those UVs. Let's get some cross sections there. You see, we might as well go ahead and tweak this point in, because if I push this in, this will come out ever so slightly. So you can see that happening. That's good. See the effect there. Still working pretty neat. So I will do here, I'll give this surface also a bit of twist, and then that means that those sections will be getting closer to the ones on the model. So there we go. Over here, there, we will be having here a pretty big blend anyway, so it's important to match up this area and see how this is all working. Stay with that point on the curve. Slide it out a bit. So we're adding a bit of volume in this area. And let's rotate that out 8 degrees. It's getting closer. And when we build this area, we will be tweaking those surfaces a little bit more just to make sure that they work well together. Okay, so now that we have that, let's hide away the mesh. Put some surfaces in there. Project working pretty well. Also built this a little bit in advance. You see here, we're getting close to that line there. So what I would like to do is to build here some surfaces, match up to that point there. I'm going to be building a hybrid between what I've built here, the A pillar, and that area there. So I like this set of surfaces, but at the same time, I like the way that pillar was working, and I'll do a bit of mix and match to make that work. Project this onto this surface, I'll project that line there. We'll also intersect this one here, so we know where it ends. And I'll project this curve here onto the surface. This will allow me to keep that last part there. I'll project here on the bottom. In the side view, it means I can keep this part here, and then I can search for a solution to bridge these. So let's build a surface there. So let's take a curvature here. And while here it's not optimal, I would like to try to blend it actually from somewhere earlier on into that surface there. So hide that away. And let's build it. For example, like that. Curvature on both sides. This is not optimal, but we will tweak it. So what I'll do, I'll keep this curve here. I'll align the curve to the surface here. Bring the CVs down. This curve to this line here. Let's go ahead and try that. So, position here, generation 1, curvature, generation 2, curvature. Okay, that looks somewhat better. Let's keep that. And now, let's bring in this surface here. So there we have it. We have that ledge starting somewhere around here, just putting through. And then we will have to rework some of these surfaces so they match up nice and clean. So we know that they're working properly. Let me take our little TV layout. Pull this in like this. This one up. And then we will have to tweak this surface to make sure that this line here doesn't come outward and the line on this chrome that we projected. We see that mismatch there, and that's not really okay. Let's try that. We need to turn ECVs further in. And I'll do that by tweaking this area here. So let's push that in. This one in. This one goes in. This one as well. What that does is this surface is twisting in this area. I make sure that will push our blend, this big surface, to get closer to this steel over here. So we can carry a curve there, bring it back to where it should sit. And let's see how far away we are. Put this around. Now we see we still have a slight mismatch. So in order for that to move in, this will have to move in. This can also increase in curvature a little bit. And you can see now that line starts to appear there. Let's pull this curve onto its proper place. That's about it. We have it working. We have the volume there. More tweaking should happen, but we've got it in. So that's all for this part. We have the biggest part of the cabin in. The next steps that we will be pursuing is building here that chrome bit and starting to build the rear muscle, the shoulder area, and that's to come in the next few episodes.